Hey everyone, welcome to today's video where we are going to be talking about structure and identity. And I'm curious, what is the perfect dream life for you? What is your true end result? I mean, you might think, oh my goodness, Em, what's a true end result? Well, a true end result is something that you choose to be true, that happens. Others would call it manifesting, the law of attraction. So we'll just ask a few questions of what is your perfect week, your perfect day, your perfect year? Are you living that life currently? And if not, why not? What's stopping you having that life? So these are what we call orientating questions. They're orientating you to create a life of your desires, to create a life that you love. I mean, I know that you left your husband, you got divorced because your life wasn't how you wanted it to be. It wasn't fulfilling. You weren't content. It wasn't bringing you joy. And essentially, that's what life is about, isn't it? About having joy, fulfillment, contentment, living in abundance. Whatever abundance looks like for you. It doesn't all have to be big swanky hotels and private jets and what have you. We can live the simple life too and be in complete abundance. I'm going a little bit off topic there. So I am going to ask you, what would your life look like if money was no object? What would you be doing? What would you have? What would you be? Who would you be? And why, for the majority of us, is life not like that? What you've chosen. I know that you're smart, so why don't you have what it is that you desire? What it is that you really want? Have you got a reason? Is it limitations, beliefs, patterns, habits? I'm working on it, or some other excuse? Who told you the reason that you don't have it? Has anyone told you? Has anyone told you the reason why you don't have what it is that you want because of these limitations, beliefs, habits, patterns, generational things? My darlings, you have been 100% misled. We live in this strange structure and it's all wrong. We were told when we were growing up to be more, do more. You had to be more and do more to have more. You had to work harder. You had to keep your mouth shut. You were told to be a good girl. You were told that little girls are seen and not heard. I was told to not rock the boat. I was told to conform to society, whatever that means. And we're told these things to keep us safe. That's what our parents want for us. They just want us to be safe. They want us to take our place in the world. But what I found for myself, and I know for a lot of my clients is true, is that we fold ourselves and twist ourselves into tiny, tiny little pieces to fit in, to be enough, to be good, capable. But in all the while, we don't feel that we are enough. We are not enough. We have grown up in this structure. And our identity is keeping us safe in this structure that we have learned as children, even as adults. You know, you often see people being fired from jobs because they're not conforming. What if I could tell you that there was a way that you could have exactly what you wanted and still be enough? It's not our fault that we have not been taught the right structure. It's the way that we have been brought up in society, our teachers, our peers, our parents, our colleagues. And I'm going to use my little whiteboard here to show you exactly why your identity is keeping you in this current reality of not having enough. And your current reality is what your identity is. Your identity is your ego. It's your subconscious. Your subconscious is what you have picked up over the years, particularly up until the age of 7, where you were just a sponge and absorbing everything and witnessing everything around you. So your identity in this current reality is not enough. You haven't got what you want, have you? Because you're not enough. And I kind of laugh when I say that, because I've been there. I've been that not enough person. Whatever I did in my marriage, it was never enough. That's kind of like a little pattern that I learned when I was even in utero. And the desired reality, what it is that we want to create, is better. Better future. We see that. So this is where we want to get to, isn't it? This is what we want. But over here, we've got this not enough. This is the identity of not enough. And over here in the desired reality, it's better than what we've got now. And what is it that you want? You want joy, abundance, relationships. What else do you want? Those are the main things. Money, sex, and health. I'm going to put health on there as well. That's what most of my clients come to me for. But if you're not asking for what it is that you want, that's where we need to begin, of creating from a true choice. And I'll explain that in a minute, what a true choice is. But what happens is we decide that we want to go towards this better future, whatever of these things that you want, the health, wealth, or happiness. And so we decide that we're going to go towards that. We're going to start moving towards this. But what happens is our identity, which is our ego, doesn't want to die. It comes back to the current reality. Because the ego has been conditioned in the amygdala to keep us in survival, just like our parents. have wanted to keep us in survival, keeping us safe. The ego does exactly the same thing, because what will happen as we're going towards our desired reality, the ego suddenly realizes it has to die. Oh, it has to die to get to the desired reality? Oh, it doesn't want to die, so it comes back. And so we try again, going towards. But again, that ego in the subconscious wants to keep us safe, so it brings us back to the current reality. And that, my darlings, is what we call an oscillating loop. This current reality and the desired reality are two different identities, and they do not match. And it doesn't matter how many courses, therapists, programs, personal development, affirmations that you do. If your subconscious isn't going to let you move towards what it is you want to create, your identity, your current reality identity, has to die for you to have what it is that you want. And it's never going to do that as this current person, in this current identity of not enough. It won't make any difference to you, no matter how much work you do on yourself, if you're in this identity of not enough. And we can have the identity of not being capable, of not belonging. There's lots of different identities. But essentially, it all boils down to not being enough. So, because the identity has to die to become the future reality, your ego just does not want to die. So, currently, it's in scarcity, not worthy, not enough. And you want to be in abundance, joy, and more than enough, worthy. These two identities are not equal. And as soon as you say, I want this, your ego will come along and sabotage you back to your current reality. The identity that you are currently in is in conflict with your goals. That's if you even know what your goals are. So what's the assumption that we make? Is that I've got to fix myself. Yeah. I've got to fix myself. There's something wrong with me. I must improve, change my beliefs, change my patterns, change my habits. Now, it's not to say that when you start doing the work that you aren't going to change your habits, but it will be a natural thing. It will be much easier when you start recoding your subconscious into being enough. But currently, by fixing yourself, you will not pop out as your future reality. And that, my darlings, is called a false narrative. Because it's a plausible story, isn't it? That sounds true, that if you do enough fixing, you're going to come out as the future reality. But there's one thing that I really, really want you to hear is you are not the common denominator. Because if everybody else had what it is that you want, you would be the common denominator. But there's many, many people that haven't got what they want because they're in this wrong structure. So we have been taught to change, to fix, to improve. And when we began creating structures in childhood of being that good girl, the quiet girl, the bad girl, we believed that when we got divorced, that was a bad thing to do. What if I was to say to you that just being divorced is your path to freedom? But when we are constantly trying to fix ourselves, it's this chasing. I feel that this is a bit like what we in the UK call a roundabout. We are constantly on this roundabout, waiting, trying to find the right path off it. It wouldn't go that way. Chasing something just isn't attainable because we haven't been taught the right way. So the first key is to decide what it is that you want. And I did say to you, I'll tell you about true choices. A true choice is something that you choose because you absolutely love it. It's a bit like a hobby, isn't it? Let's Strictly Come Dancing's on at the moment. And if you're a dancer, you go dancing because you absolutely love it. Me, I'm a horse rider. I go horse riding because I absolutely love it. I do this work because I absolutely love helping people. And that is a true choice for me. So can you see that I do think when you live from this, I absolutely love it. It's not that I'm trying to get away from something. It's that I've already got it. And I think that's the key thing, is that we are always trying to bring something towards us. Or we're trying to, or we're trying to reach out to have what that future reality. Because we're trying to get away from something, actually. We're trying to, perhaps some people start their own business because they don't want to have a job. Perhaps you want to lose weight because you think that you'll have a better relationship. You'll get a boyfriend, have a new partner. But rather than you want to lose weight to have better health, or whether even that's not a true choice. You are losing weight because you want to love your body. I'm not going to talk about the fact that we should already be loving our bodies. Or perhaps you want to go on holiday because you don't like your job, rather than just because you love travel. So creating a true choice is from passions. And when you start living from that place, then everything else will start slotting in. But the key thing is to start choosing from this true choice. And if you need some help discovering what it is you absolutely love and creating from your soul's desires, then I have a meditation and a workbook that you can download for free. The link is in the comments. Okay, my lovelies, I hope that has helped you with the identity and structure that we can start creating this life that we absolutely love after divorce. Bye for now.